legal citizen can still just go fill out the form and you can still cast a ballot.
Great. Which makes you wonder, of course, why the Democrats then would even make a fuss about this at all and bring it to court in any way. That they clearly do not want the removal of anyone from the voting rolls. And this is just the lowest of the hanging fruit, as you articulately said. These are the people who admit they're not
citizens. Like here in Virginia, just a few years ago, there was one race for the lower house in the state legislature. This is just several years ago. I believe it was 2017. Where it was the legislature was tied, partisan control of the lower chamber, the House of Delegates was tied, and then there was one race where the election results were an exact tie. They had to actually draw names out of a hat, out of a barrel, to actually choose. You're hearing me, that's what it is under Virginia law, that they had to actually put both names in this barrel and blindly draw one out, and that's what determined not just which party won that district, but which party controlled the entire Virginia legislature. So even a single vote, and there are records of at least 178 non-citizens who recently voted in election in Fairfax County, just one county in Virginia. So you're talking about, we're in an area here, we're talking about a state, a commonwealth, where just in the past few years, a single vote actually determined which party controlled state government in the legislature, and also where there is, just in one county, over 100 non-citizens who had in fact voted. So this is a real issue.
Wow. So I'm looking right here. So sure enough, under Virginia law, the winner will now be, quote, determined by lot. Yes. It doesn't say exactly what by lot means. So they're like, well, what do we do? Draw it out of a hat? Or like rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, it's like a barrel type thing that they put it in, and then someone just sticks their hand in, like you're playing bingo or something, and just like, I don't know how to play bingo, but I see it on TV. That's what it looks like. It looks like one of those deals, and you hold it up, and you say, congratulations, Democrats will now control the state legislature, because that's what happened just a few years ago here.
Unbelievable. Okay, that's perfect. Let's jump over. We have about 4 minutes. Let's go to the Pennsylvania provisional ballot situation. What did the court rule here?
Well, that's right. It is, now I have to say, in the past few
Morning, Joe.
As I've been engaged in litigation myself, it's at any moment.
Happy All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve.
I'm aware of here is that there was some quote-unquote error under which people who were in line to get their ballot were being told, no, we're no longer accommodating those, go home. And there were some people who were like, look, I'm Trump voters. I've already made plans through Election Day. I have to work. This is the only way I could participate. And, the law says I had up until a certain time to get my ballot and to vote early. And now they're telling me I can't. So Republicans sued.
By the way, Michael Wiley earlier today said that they shut down the line at like 2:45 in the afternoon. So it wasn't even close.
Yeah, just cops came out and said, we're done.
I asked him, I said, why? And all he said was, they said it was administrative error. It's like, hold on, it's not like
you have to wonder, so is this a Democrat administrator who is making a quote-unquote telling Republicans to go home before they can vote? I mean, right, you have to ask, you're like, sounds to me like some administrator needs to get fired, if not investigated, because... error, but it's certainly something that looks like it deserves a serious look at by authorities in terms of really, show me your text messages internally where you say, hey, remember to shut this down at 6:30. That's the time we close or whatever. Show us how you had an error. And if this is your job, aren't you supposed to know that you keep going till 5 o'clock, not 2:30? But do you do this every day? Do you always go home at 2:30? Has no one told you you're not allowed to go home yet? I mean, seriously, you're like, okay, I got to hear this story. Have a seat. Let me get the cop with the notepad. We're going to take notes on this. So the Republicans sued, as you said. The chairman of the RNC is explaining this. They sued, and they got an order from the court. So this is Pennsylvania state law, and most election laws are state law, and they vary wildly from state to state. Like Pennsylvania is completely different from Virginia. So you can't be a legal expert in each of these areas. You just know what you read and what you see reported supported by the lawyers. So evidently this trial judge did have authority to take like remedial measures, and in this case is allowing this early balloting process of people being able to get their ballot for early voting, to be able to vote other than in the traditional in-person way, and it's now being extended through Friday, through November 1st. So a huge win for Republicans here. Now this can still be appealed, and including up to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. And I have to tell you, you go through the intermediate court, which is called the Commonwealth Court, and then you're up at the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court is 5-2 partisan liberal Democrat control, just like recent bad decisions just in the past couple weeks. From the Michigan Supreme Court, that's 4-3 liberal Democrat control. The Wisconsin Supreme Court, 4-3 liberal Democrat control, majority control. And we've been seeing these partisan lines split decisions over the past few months. So I have to tell you, I don't know if there is any action being taken up to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, or if these people who say it was an administrative error have just decided to stick with the story that's an administrative error, because who would appeal an administrative error, right? You made a mistake, so you say you're sorry and you let it go. So I'm still waiting to see if anyone actually tries to appeal this, but if somehow this were an administrative error, and let's face it, a lot of people in government are so incompetent that even though it sounds absurd to you and me, we've seen government bureaucrats make absurdly stupid mistakes before. But I say we keep an eye on this one just to make sure no one tries to appeal the error.
Ken Klukowski, always love talking to you, so I want to be talking to you a lot in the next week, but probably if we're going to be talking to you, it means there's like problems. So hopefully there's good news like these last two stories you shared as we move forward, but also I want this to be a clean, fair election across the board, and nothing having to go to any courts. Is that fair?
It's fair. I'll tell you, though, there's at least 5 other matters pending right now, so things could pop at any moment. We will see. I'll be standing by.
Beautiful, Ken. Great to talk to you. Thanks, man.
You too, bye.
Ken Klukowski, he's our legal analyst. 866-95-page. Like, error, administrative errors, so bogus. I think in Pennsylvania they're allowed to stay till 5:30. So if it's 5:30 and they shut down at 5, I'd be like, oh, hey, it's actually 5:30. No, I think it's 5. No, actually, here, look, it's 5:30. Oh, man. Oh, that's a weird time to have a thing shut down. Okay, I understand. Sorry, until 5:30, not 5. 2:45? Nothing shuts down at 2:45. What is that? Cops out front? No, gotta go home. What? That's not administrative error. Who's ever made that error? You work at some retail store, and you start shutting down, and the owner comes in and they're like, why are you shutting down? Oh, it's closing time. We close at 6. It's 3:15. Oh, I thought we closed at 3:15. No.
Yep, I got demonetized Tuesday morning. I haven't done my appeal yet. I've got until I've got a couple weeks before, but I'm not the bullshit they demonetized me for is abhorrent. Literally, I get the letter at the same time. All the big names and stuff like that are getting weird questions about their channels. It's bullshit. I'm just gonna. Like I said, it was never about the money. People asked me to monetize. That's why I did it. So I don't really care. But from now on, when I'm at the desktop, I'm literally going to be 15 minutes on YouTube, and then you're going to see a green screen sending you to Rumble. Well, well, there was 2 things. One of them was that. Even though everybody that I rebroadcast, for an extended period of time, has given me permission to do that. And I guess their new rule is it doesn't matter. They said, even if the person has given you permission, you can't do that. And The one thing I will agree with is I don't stop it enough in commentary, but because usually I'm at work. But when I'm doing it not at work, or when I am slow at work, I'm constantly stopping it. And the other was more medical disinformation. So if I appeal by the 14th, I have a chance, but it's not going to matter. And then they said in like I said, it's never been me sharing my interests with other people. I play things I like, or things that people ask me to play.
Media to your kids' biased teachers. President Trump is not being treated fairly. That's why my team created a kids guide to President Trump. It teaches kids all about his accomplishments as president and his vision for America in 2024. And right now, you can get it for free. To order, visit kidswanttrump.com. That's kidswanttrump.com.
When did you get notified on that? It's weird that they're suddenly dropping all this on people.
Sirius XM Patriot presents Breitbart News Daily with your host, Mike Slater.
I always thought that as long as you were giving credit to the person you were playing, and the person had given you permission, as long as they're not pulling a copyright claim. Which I've literally had 2 copyright claims against me, and I caught a strike for both of them, and cleared the strikes. One of them, I caught a strike. I appealed to the guy. It was some home improvement guy. Yeah, it was some home improvement guy, and it was just he was having like a little Narnia closet and stuff like that. I thought it was cool. 15 seconds of a fucking 7-hour video. I caught a strike for it, and I shot him a message. I'm like, dude, I'll cut that out. I thought it was funny and cool, and he actually had this strike removed. But still, it's ridiculous. Everybody, like I said, everybody that I do long content with, Govea, the Quartering, Crowder, all of them have said, hey, we don't care if you restream as long as you're giving credit. They stated it publicly. And I've spoken to the Quartering before. Fuck them. Like I said, from now on the desktop, you're going to get 15 minutes of YouTube, and then it's going to be a green screen telling you to go over to the Rumble channel. I'm so fucking tired of it.
They looked at the line on the inside.
Thing is, though, I will pick up when that green screen is going. I gotta pay here. Holy shit.
So they're like, okay, hey, we have 1,000 people inside. That's going to take until 5 o'clock. And then there's another.
Why the fuck is this so busy?
9 p.m. outside. That's you think what it was?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So I stood outside for about an hour and a half, then I saw the line inside. I was like, oh god, here we go. So it was about another hour inside.
Why are the people only in the one line?
Done. Were you done?
I was there at 11. I got a little after 11. I got done around 3.
Are you using their mobile app today? If not,
What do you think they end up doing? What do they do? Do they go till 6 o'clock at night, or do they cut it off at 5?
Yeah, mobile order GM61 for Norm.
I think they kept going because when I left, the line outside was extensive, as was the line inside.
I'm sorry, what was the code again?
GM61. Thank you.
Aren't you just registering for an absentee ballot that you could hand in right away, but you don't have to?
Outside, you
Oh, wow.
fill out a form that requests absentee ballot. Once you're inside, you get the absentee ballot, and after then you're ushered to a table where you fill it out, stuff it into envelopes, hand it off, and then your name is printed on the ballot, and then it goes somewhere. Then you can check online when it's actually shipped to the location where they'll be counting it at some point.
So you can vote in that very moment, or you can just take your ballot home and maybe drop it off somewhere later too. But you just voted and we're done.
Correct. Oh, and there were people coming there to that location who would bypass the line and just put it in a Dropbox also.
Yes, very good. Okay, so how was the line? Was everyone fired up? Do you think it was Trump supporters in line, or what's your vibe?
Well, initially I thought that's what the fight was about when all the ruckus broke out, but no, it was about we're not leaving, and then the police pulled back and everybody stayed. But it was very polite, very cordial, it was enjoyable talking to people. There were several couples that were in their 90s that were brought in with wheelchairs, so it was very
Thank you. You too.
Very good. Jeff, appreciate you voting. Thanks, man. Well, listen, they extended another day. So, Pennsylvania, you get another go at it until tomorrow. But don't wait till tomorrow. No one wait till tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. It is right now. And if you are, for whatever reason, dedicated to voting on election day, prepare for waiting in line for 6 hours. Like, that's your day. There's no fit it in your lunch break. That does not exist. It will not happen. There will be no voting location where you can fit it in your 30-minute lunch break. It is an all-day commitment. So if you're going to leave it up to Tuesday, you better clear your schedule on Tuesday. And let's go out and get as many people to vote as we can until then. Spread the word.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS
Morning.
taxes.
I was just way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier.
Thank you.
Definitely helped me. Optima
You
Tax
too.
Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-611-8892. 800-611-8892. 800-611-8892. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But DC politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life.
Yeah, I'm live.
For 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies for seniors.
Yeah, I didn't lose my channels or anything. It just got demonetized, that's all.
Free policy value calculator, so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees, no obligations. Get real value.
No more memberships or super chats.
Abacus. Learn more at abacuspace.com.
I never got any ad revenue. Morning, sir. Yeah, I agree. You know what? And I was just telling Toe that that's going to be my rule from now on. When I'm using doing streaming on the desktop, you're going to get 15 minutes of YouTube, and then you're going to get a green screen sending you to Rumble.
Former President Trump steps outside the swing state box with a rally in Albuquerque. New Mexico has been a blue-leaning state. No Republican has won a presidential election there since 2004. Trump will hold a late afternoon rally in Henderson, Nevada, and then wrap the evening at Glendale, Arizona's Desert Diamond Arena with an interview by Tucker Carlson that's billed as a hurricane relief benefit. Speakers in Glendale will include Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Senator Mike Lee of Utah. Jennifer King, Washington.
And inflation gauge is closely watched by the Federal Reserve. Has dropped to near pre-pandemic levels.
I don't see,
Rose 2.1%
I mean, what's the difference
12 months ago.
as far as the chat goes?
Korea has fired an intercontinental ballistic missile airborne
Oh.
for 86 minutes.
I get
launched
that.
into the sea.
What we're getting from the South Korean defense
Clear your caches.
officials is that essentially this is aimed at at increasing the payload of the missile, so potentially allowing a single rocket to carry multiple warheads, making it
So
more
you can just
resistant
use
to
the browser
missile
then.
system. Essentially, they're testing missiles and weapons that can fire farther and higher. And this really paints a picture of a determined North Korea to up the ante and to do it at a very crucial timing, a few days before the U.S. presidential elections.
The BBC
Yeah, that apple butter is delicious, though, by the way, buddy.
and some looting amid the World Series celebrations.
It looked like a freaking pipe bomb inside there when you got the box open.
Wall Street headed the opening bell now. Futures down 221 points. Nasdaq futures are off 142. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Such as Cranberry, bite the bullet when it comes to everyday pain. Don't try Relief Factor, a drug-free pain supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate.
I opened that. First of all, the wife tried to open it, and then she waited till I got home because she's like, you need to use your pocket knife to get that open. That motherfucker packed that like a... I just laughed. I just ran my knife along the seams and popped it right open. And then I was just like, oh shit, look inside. Oh, that PVC was perfect size for those. Yeah, I kept them. I just, as heavy as that wasn't cheap to ship, was it? Two rolls? Oh my God. I'm gonna tell her that too. That's funny. Yeah, she was pissed. She's like, why the... I'm like, listen, you're the one that fucking wraps presents the same way. I don't want to hear it. She loves to watch people struggle during the holidays. It was hilarious. Well, she starts her new job Monday. She goes back to work Monday. That's a good thing. Yeah, it's going to be a nice steady hours for her too. That's none of this 24-hour on-call bullshit. Worrying about all these other people. I'm like, she does great as a boss. She takes care of her people, but that's her fucking life when she's doing that. Well, actually, she's going to be more of a doing less administrative, more actually client contact. Because she's got her CDCA too, which is counselor. She's a counselor. So she's actually going to be doing groups for people and stuff. Actually doing stuff that, the reason she got into it. And it's closer too. It's like in Napoleon, which is like 25 minutes away rather than an hour away.
I'll start with something that's really, really obvious. I feel like when people voter fraud is real. Let's stop. But the second one,
I mean, she always accelerates wherever she's worked. She's always moved up quickly. I mean, she started at the, near the top at the last place. But
is even more dangerous. You'll get
it's nice though, because I'm still working there and I'm watching them just fall apart without her. She's had they've had three of her people quit since she got fired. And they're struggling. I mean, they are struggling. She kept that place full almost all the time. Morning, unindoctrinated.
domain.
Yeah, it's a lot closer.
That perversion is even more.
Yeah, I'm just laughing. I was working there last night for putting in a whole office pretty much, some multiple monitors and laptops and stuff.
But to make sure that
And then the other building right here close to us in Defiance is they're doing the reconstruction now. So I was out there the other day doing internet just for the reconstruction crew, and I'm gonna start ordering equipment for it pretty soon.
people don't trust government, don't trust the systems of society.
Ah, this guy.
That they
Not even doing the speed limit
government
in the center lane.
part of
Yeah, look at the right lane's going faster than he is. Yeah, I'm running a bit late. I'm supposed to be there at 9. I'll probably do a desktop stream today. I had to do some running around. There's been some changes at my day job too. I've decided I'm just gonna roll with it till the wheels fall off. I don't know what the future is for the company that on day shift. But fuck it. Hurry up, get up there behind that person. Yeah, she's excited. Really, this type of job is the reason she got into it. So she's actually going to be helping people on a one-on-one basis and then doing groups as well. Not just getting them in the house, not like, you know. It's not, you know, it's a pay cut, but with the stress relief from it, it's worth it. Not sure what that means. So yeah, from now on, that's my desktop streams. That's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the warning right away to get your Rumble set up. I mean, the YouTube chat will still be up. And for some reason, YouTube, when that green screen is up, if I play copyrighted things, they still detect it. So I'm not sure how that happens, but I don't really care. Like I said, I'm not worried about the monetization anymore. You know? But it's weird because if I play a song or something like that, they just let me know. Usually it's not a strike. They just let you know, hey, you played a copyright material. But I did it with a green screen the other day, and they still warned me about it. I was like, wow, that's weird. Because you can't hear any volume. I guess it's still broadcasting the volume, but from my end, I mean, YouTube is hearing it, but the audience isn't. Yeah. I'm telling you, Rumble is growing bigly. It's going to get better. Voting aside, I've got a cool thing, cool little documentary about Trump from Dinesh D'Souza that just dropped. I'm going to play this morning on the desktop after I switch over to Rumble. It's not really talking about you got to vote for him type thing. It's just talking about the way all the people that used to love him now hate him because he's not spouting their bullshit anymore. I get it. Like I said, the chat will still be there. It's amazing how many celebrities loved him before he ran for president. If you want to believe that. You don't think if they had anything on him as far as that goes, that wouldn't be out? You have event pictures with him. You have him tossing Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago as soon as the word got out about what was happening with him. I mean, they've had to make shit up and run with it. If you don't think if they actually had real shit on him like that wouldn't be blasted? I can find another one to bore you to death. Well, I mean, Bao usually is live quite a bit. You know, when I do cop watching and stuff like that, whenever I do it, I'll stay live on all of them. I'm just talking about my desktop streams, because that's when I'm generally playing a lot of the, you know, other content, reused content. So, because I can't, you know, when I have time to sit there and you know, monitor the stream and work the stream, I don't really use much of that. Jesus fucking. Oh, you were on the panel? I didn't know I saw he had a stream going. I didn't see any panel. I didn't stick around. I was tired. Oh, I'm down. I'll play those while I'm driving. That way, all you hear is in the background. I've got a ton of books, audio books that I'd like to play while driving. And I'm going to be doing a lot more driving too pretty soon. Fuck this. We're running it. We ain't doing no commie manifesto though.
The majority of it on the left. The minority by a wide.
They just haven't done communism right.
Some on the right.
Yeah, Stalingrad, Greenhead, or whatever.
Criminality. But let's not pretend that it doesn't exist. Colorado Secretary of State Janet Griswold, on her vote,
They just keep slipping into that, you know, killing tens of millions of people. They'll do it right one of these times, I'm sure.
We do not see this as a full security threat to the state. This is not a security threat.
You do frequent media interviews warning of the insider threats to elections. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security defines an insider threat as somebody who uses authorized access wittingly or unwittingly to do harm. Did the actions of your office pose an insider threat to elections?
No.
In 2021, when Mesa County's voting system passwords leaked, your office said, quote, the public disclosure of the BIOS passwords for one or more components of Mesa County's voting system alone constitutes a serious breach of voting system security protocols. By that standard, did your office commit a serious breach of voting system security protocols?
Well, to push back on you, Kyle, that sentence is in the press release, but there is a much bigger press release. And part of that investigation in Mesa County was 2 sets of passwords, unauthorized access, stolen passwords, and it was in a different time. Since 2021 and what happened in Mesa County, our security has improved, including the 24/7-hour cameras, including the badge and access. The law has been significantly strengthened since then. We have multiple layers in place to ensure situations like Mesa County don't occur, and that is not what is occurring here.
So, is it a serious
Oh yeah.
voting system security
sure.
No surprise. Janet Griswold said in 2021, or that her offices
All right, y'all.
voting systems.
We're gonna have a nice boring stream this morning, maybe this afternoon. We'll see how long it lasts. Doesn't look like anybody's at the office yet, so nobody waiting there to fire me.
Talk shows like myself. At the same time, Washington State
Oh yeah, I like them.
perversion of the system allows for a new level
I like them.
of multiplicity.
The wife out of their car and yelling at somebody in the parking lot.
What happens?
I love the East Side, baby.
Multiple ballots are sent to one address. Let's hear from the Washington
Gotta love it.
woman in another newsroom.
On Friday, Jamie Visaya says she went down to check her mailbox. There was about 9 voter registration ballots
Jesus.
that were not.
All right, y'all.
So I thought that
See you in a
was
bit.
strange.
I'm gonna set up the stream and we're gonna get rolling.
To the post
Love ya.
office here, but to her surprise,
Peace.